Evening, Bears. How's everybody doing this weekend? It is Sunday, the 24th. Beautiful night out tonight. I am out here at the Hartsburg-Emden Cemetery in Hartsburg, Illinois. And I am just now getting concluded with a family reunion, part of my great-grandmother's family line, and a bunch of us got together down here. Well, not here in the cemetery, but back over in Emden, which is the sister town. Getting together, we try to do that once a year. This was the 60th reunion, the Arnold family reunion. And my great-grandmother, Bertha Arnold, married my great-grandfather, Nanke Johann or John Rademacher. They Americanized it to John, I guess, later on. But I thought before the light goes all the way down, I'd come out here to the cemetery and give you all a little glimpse of some of my family history. It's pretty incredible. I may have mentioned this to some of you, but you can see right here. I'm going to turn over here. This stone is of my great-great-great-grandfather, Heinrich Bunger Rademacher, and his wife, Johanna Bergmann. And it says he emigrated from Gruthusen, Germany, in 1882. You can look up Gruthusen. It's one of these little villages, I believe, to the north, the northwest of a village called Emden, Illinois, or Emden, Germany. Excuse me. Yeah. So about 100 years before I was born, he came out here to farm land owned by a wealthy landowner named William Scully. And I think it was a gentleman named Ty Schmidt who was trying to gather some of these German immigrants together to come over and work the land. It was pretty neat deal. Let's see here. That was Grandpa Heinrich and Grandma Johanna's stone, and then right next to them here is my great-great-grandpa, Johann H., or John as he was more formally known, and his wife, Johanna Ringering. So I can come see that right next to great-great-great-grandpa Heinrich and great-great-great-grandma Johanna. And then just over this way, this is my great-grandfather, Nanke John, and his wife, Bertha Arnold. And it was her family's line that we were celebrating this evening. Now, up in that corner over that way toward the entrance of the cemetery is my grandfather, Ralph Rademacher. And he was the third son of Nanke John. But, yeah, my grandfather is a different character. He kind of got away from some of the farming that was sort of the tradition around here, and he went into the Army during World War II as a medic, and he ended up doing an awful lot of electrical work setting up a hospital in New Guinea during that time. When he came back out of that, he did some of the farm work, I think, around here with his family, but had aspirations to do different things. And I think at one point they tried to own a homestead out in, I want to say it was in Arkansas for a period of time, and I think that went around for about a year before they decided we're going to do that. And eventually the family moved to New Braunfels, Texas, and my grandfather owned and operated with my grandma Bonnie a Dairy Queen in New Braunfels for about 12 years or so there. An entrepreneurial spirit. He's an interesting character, and I don't think I appreciated that very much when he was alive. Didn't understand it quite as well, but definitely have come to appreciate and respect so much of my family's history and what their hard work and determination in their character brought to me now that I'm a grown man and I have children of my own. So the point that definitely got hit home to me tonight, and I think it's been hit home to me a number of times, but I just associated with the feelings a little bit more being at the reunion and all. Point that hit home a bit to me was how fortunate I am to know much of my family's history and to know where I come from. I brought my own kids down here a dozen or so times to connect them with what this is all about, so that they can know who they are and where they've come from. They can know that they're part of a bigger story. They can know that they have destiny. What they do matters. What they think matters. What they say matters. And much of it can be remembered and shared with future generations. So you might as well do your best to make what you think, say, and do good stuff. It's kind of important. You never know how you'll impact future generations by taking care to do worthwhile things with your life. And I can definitely say that I come from a line of men that were honorable, and I'm proud to be a part of that line. And I hope that future generations will think so of myself and my kids. You know, I can only hope for the best in that, and each day try to live up to that standard a little bit better. I'm walking over to my grandfather's stone. I wanted to share with you here quick, but as we're walking, this is the view. We're kind of looking westward out this way. That's northwest. That's more westerly. Down that direction would be Lincoln, Illinois. Out that way would be, let's say northwest. It's going to be toward Galesburg, Illinois. And straight north, probably going to hit Peoria. Some of the bigger cities around this part. But this little spot, this is a near and dear area to me. For the last 135 years or so, this whole area has been the scene for my family. This is the life they've known, is these parts. So I always feel a bit of a connection with my ancestry being out in these areas. It's just such a breath of fresh air. Here we are. Here's a familiar sight. I knew it wasn't too far in. Thank goodness there's a bit of light left, but I had to share this. Should be documented. Nope, that's not it. That's a different Rademacher. Walking at the wrong one. Let's see. Where did his go? Right there. Knew it was here. Here we are. Ralph Nanke Rademacher. My grandfather. He's quite a man. Very proud to be his grandson. Yep, and then Grandma Bonnie, she'll have a place here in her time, whenever that is. I was actually deployed in Iraq with the Army band unit I used to be a part of when Grandpa Ralph passed away. In fact, I recall it. It was September 2007. And I remember hearing about it. It was the day after I'd gotten the message, but I saw pictures from the funeral and everything, and certainly wished I could have been there. But yeah, it's funny how growing up, some of those things seemed really distant and boring and unimportant. Couldn't understand why that would be valuable. And now, I can't imagine how I ever would have thought otherwise, that it's absolutely valuable. It's probably some of the most important information I've ever gotten to learn about my family history. What do you know about your families? What do you know about where you've come from? Has it been good? Has it been bad? Unpleasant memories? I think a lot of us have had unpleasant memories in our past. My family's not a total picnic. I'm sure there's some, as I know it, there's some unpleasant spots and sad times. I know my great grandpa Nanke, he didn't live super long. If you saw that on the tombstone, he passed away fairly early in his life. I think my grandpa Ralph, who was the third son of the family, he was only about 9 years old when Grandpa Nanke passed. I want to say it was, I just learned that this evening, appendicitis. And there wasn't any penicillin at that time. or wasn't readily available yet. I can't remember if it hadn't been created or it wasn't readily available, but yeah, he just didn't make it. Wasn't able to survive that at the time. So yeah, sad times have hit even in my own family, but my grandma Bertha, great grandma Bertha, she was a determined lady, and she raised 6 kids up to be upstanding citizens. My passed on now, Uncle Arnold, he sort of had to take the reins for the family at 13 years old, and boy, he really worked hard to do that. And my grandpa and my other great uncle Walter did the same. My great aunts Josephine and Ruth and Aunt Rachel, they all pitched in, and that family, they did well. They moved forward well, and they made the best of the least pleasant situation you could imagine, growing up without a dad. But you never know how you might affect somebody. So even in the midst of tragedy, it's pretty important to make a decision and say, you know, even if it's not the best it could possibly be for me, maybe it will be for future generations. Even if it's just my kids or my grandkids, whatever it be, I want to see this generation of family keep going. Who knows how many people beyond the family could be positively impacted. Well, I'm sort of rambling about all this, but hopefully it's useful to somebody. It just was certainly on my mind. And I thought instead of live streaming this, I'd just make a video and post it and let y'all check it out at your leisure. So that's a little bit about Big Drum Bear's family. Hey, is that what's going on up there? I don't think y'all can even see it. There it goes. Yeah, that little blinking going across there. First I was thinking it was somebody's getting crop duster playing up, but I thought at this time of night, it's already about 9 Central Time anyway. Well, at any rate, I hope you've enjoyed learning a little bit about the Rademacher clan, and that knowledge is preserved for future generations now. Get to know where you've come from as much as you can. It's it'll keep you busy, keep your hands out of trouble, doing something productive, just the searching. And good, bad, or indifferent, whatever your history, if it's not so good, if it's indifferent, make it great. If it's good, live up to it, make it even better. And maybe that pursuit can be something worthwhile to somebody else. All right, Bears, love y'all. Talk to you soon. Live stream tomorrow, that's the plan. Same time, 7:30 a.m. See you there.